Welcome to the bowling farm. What used to be the bowling farm. Kind of look here and let you see kind of what it looks like. This is probably the major part of it, the major bottom. Um, this is where the bus turns around here on the hog branch. And I wanted to tell the people that's interested, there used to be a sawmill right here. About right in here on this side of the creek. All the time growing up, there was a motor here and some old metal. I'm gonna get over here and look back on it because the sun's in my eyes. So let me show you. Of course, the creek has been changed here a little bit since all the logging and the tile has been put in. But about right in here, about right here in front of me, there was a sawmill set here, and there was a Packard 8-cylinder straight 8 motor that was here for years and years and years, and of course the brush had just growed up around it, and metal had been here, and it just kind of got took away. People that farmed, I guess, would haul a little bit of it off for scrap iron or whatever, and just rubbish, you know, that was in the brush. But that sawmill set here, and I assume that was what built this barn we're getting ready to go look at. This barn, I done a video on the other day, and right there in that clump of weeds, right there is a well. And the old house set basically right here in front of where I'm at. I'm gonna back up here and let you see, but I got the sun's in my eyes here a little bit. But it basically set in this area. Of course, like I said, there's been some dozer work done, and this road is made. Right, it's in the bend of the hill here was where the house sat. They had a concrete tube poured, or bought. I would assume it was poured then. It sat about right in here. Of course, when they made the ditch and made the road here, it's been moved, but that was where the outhouse was. So somewhere right here in this was where the house was. Now, I'll say this too, right here in front of you, right in front of where these posts are, there was always Easter flyers that came up there year and year after year after year. And we come down here and dug some of them up, and I've planted them. They're an old variety. They're not the yellow, they're the white kind of the Easter flyer, the lilies I call them. So the house might have set here somewhere, but like I said, the flowers was there. And then I'm gonna go slow here so you don't, and then you can see the well is there where the big weeds are. And then kind of right in here is where the outhouse was. So we always assumed that there was always metal and old tin and stuff like here. We farmed tobacco here when I was a kid in this field, and of course this is a big field for this holler. It is. I don't know exactly how big it is, but it's enough for my cows to eat grass on. I'm thankful to be able to use it. Now let's go over here and look at this barn. If you look at that roof was probably put on in the late 80s, early 90s. I was born in 1980, so somewhere, well, I know it's probably in the 90s, and I believe the Barker family is the one that put it on, or they had it hired done. If you can see there, the roof line is a little bit sagged, and I'll show you why that is here in just a minute also. I'll show you one more thing. This creek here that comes out of this holler has been moved. It actually goes there in the brush. If you can see, it goes there behind this barn. Of course, that's main Hog Branch Creek right there. But this little branch empties in here in the brush, and it was moved probably in the late 90s, early 2000s. And this creek used to go, I was kind of use my finger. I don't know if you can see, but there's kind of a low spot right in here. And that creek used to kind of go, kind of where that blue tub is where the creek was. I don't think it was very deep, but that's where the creek did go. Billy James had an excavator in here and changed this creek where you could access this barn. I don't know why he done that, but he did. And I really don't know if Junior Bowling ever knew he done that, but he did. And which I don't think it hurt anything. Let's walk over and look at this barn. It's a stock barn slash tobacco barn. It was a multi-use. Of course, you see here these deer hunters have made them a shooting house out of it. There's been some pretty good deer shot out of that barn. I know at least 2 big 10 points were shot facing back up towards the other barn, which is there, that little field there. Right in there they would sow a food plot and draw the deers in. So let me turn, I'm trying to go slow so I don't make you dizzy. But you can see it's just a plain barn. It's pretty nice. I will show you that cows are hard on barns. I got to do a little work to this barn before winter. I'll tell you another story while I'm thinking of it. My dad we farmed tobacco here in the 90s, and he says that he seen a black snake that reached all the way across from one end of that entry to the other, which would be, let me find my finger, there you go, from there all the way to there. Now that's at least 14 to 16 foot. So I don't know, but he said he's seen it, and I don't doubt him. He never did lie before. But your eyes can play tricks. But like I say, he said he saw that when I was a kid. And like I say, it's muddy in here. You can see where these cows just got in here and laid. Now this right here was a loft, a ground loft. And there's still part of it. The cows, I had it fenced off here. It had this wire put up, and they've knocked some of it down and got in here. And you can also see that post over there is kicked out. That's what made that roof line sag. And that post there is down also. So I'm gonna try to get in here and do a little bit of work and clean and fix it where I like the access of the barn where the cows can get in and out of the weather, especially in cold times, but don't want to be too destructive on the barn. And the man was nice enough to let me use it. Now this box here, I don't know exactly what it was for, but it's been made there. And that stub that's sticking out there, I don't know what that's been for either. I hadn't even noticed it till, if you see that ratchet strap, I got a solar box, electric fence box that I use there, and had it strapped around. That's the reason I left it there. But that stub might have been for a saddle or harness, or I mean, who knows. But this has kind of been a loft. He had it on the ground, which is probably pretty amazing what's been dropped under that over the time. But you can see they've been sawed, and I would think that sawmill that they used was probably, the sawmill they used was probably, the one I showed you down there is probably what they sawed this barn pattern out with. There's some kind of a harness tool or piece. They've had a little small stall here that boxing has been knocked off, and cows or something has knocked it off because it wasn't like it before. And it was pretty nice stalls. Now I don't see the doors where they would have dropped that stuff down, but there is a manger like thing to put the hay and stuff in. There's the rest of them. I'm getting kind of in wet conditions here. But I don't remember them being, this was kind of a long stall, and there was kind of a door there. I don't know if that was knocked out or what, but you can see I've got wire strung up there trying to keep the cows out of it per se, but you can see there's doors. I'm gonna step lightly here and see how I can do, but that was a door. I've got it nailed up here. You see that latch, and there's another one down there just like it. I would assume these are store-bought latches. And there's some hinges. I'll take a video of them hinges. Old Justin Metcalf at Metcalf Mills is the one that kind of inspired me to do these. One of these days, a big snow or a big wind, and we won't have no recollection of this barn. There's been one barn already missed out on this holler. Well, I made it through without, you can see the rot. I made it through without getting buried up, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna probably take this up there and let you see. I'm not gonna climb because I'm not much on heights, and I don't trust it. See, there's nothing really holding this up here, so. But you can see a lot of tobacco been hung in this barn over the years. And there was stalls here. You can see the doors here. And I'm gonna try to make my way back up yonder and let you look. I'm probably whispering and ain't picking it up, but well, that's a pretty good looking barn. It stood a long time. I would assume this barn was built, they moved here in 1907, and I'd say that barn was built quick up there in the holler. That one you can see way up there. This one was built later, probably in the 30s, I'm guessing. I think the Boland family moved out of here in the 50s. Chris Roberts will probably tell me in the comments when they did move. But you can see cattle can be, if not properly made to go where they need to go, they can be pretty destructive. But they don't mean to, they just want to get in, and they go to butting and knocking, and they're just that way. One boss cow goes to knock on the other boss cow. And I hope I don't get buried up, but it's kind of like running the gauntlet. If you can see the ladder here. I'll see if I can get a little shot of that up there. There's still tobacco sticks. I'd say some of them dads made and different people over the years. Two tier deep in the loft. And let me get back here where I can count and all. Look. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tiers, but none of them was close together. So I'd say they left every one of them out. Of course, you have to remember that tobacco wasn't 5, 6 foot tall sometimes then either. So they hung it close. And they kind of laughed it. But that tin looks good on this bottom side. You can see that brace is bowed pretty bad right there. We'll get a little bit better. It's got some pressure on it. You can see that brace. Old Justin Metcalf in his videos was talking about rot and people don't care or don't know to care. He said, and he's right partially. And sometimes these old barns, they're more money, cost more money than they're worth. In one way they're worth, but I really doubt they'll ever be tobacco growed in this holler again. If they are, it'll fool me, but might be hemp next time or medical marijuana, but I won't be growing it. I guess they could air cure that if they had to. I'll go over and show you kind of how they built this barn around next to the creek. It's kind of odd because I always figured this, I don't remember how the tobacco cured in this barn, but that's Hog Branch Creek, and it gets wild. I've seen it up into the where that corner post is. I've seen it go through the corner of that barn in time. Yeah, my fence is down. I gotta fix it back. But it's kind of odd. I know they didn't want to take all their space, but I would have thought they would have turned it with the holler. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20 most time. But this farm it's a beautiful farm, and I'm thankful to be able to use it. Someday somebody else will buy it and do something with it, but thankful to be able to use it. The other time I got to use it. I guess if they come back and hunt, it's a glorified tree stand right now. And a cow shed, and the bugs we've had a lot of rain here. It's August 5th or 6th, I think it's the 6th of 2022, and we've had a lot of rain, and we've had rain all day here, and now the little bugs are out flying. But you can see it's a beautiful, beautiful evening. I'm assuming that boxing is some kind of an oak. Probably a red oak. It's hard, but they're wide boards. Well, hope you have enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, tell us what you think. Subscribe to my channel. Give us a thumbs up so the algorithm can do its thing, and share it with your friends and your family. And our channel is going to have all different kinds of stuff. Mostly I'm going to do some genealogy and some history, and have played music. I'm going to be uploading some videos of that, some different DVDs where we played at churches, and there's preaching on my channel, and there's just all kinds of stuff. And back before I was a Christian, I even played a little Buck Owens and old time rock and roll and some different things. But anyway, just to check it out, and hope you like and share, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. And we hope you all have a blessed evening, and God bless.